Good morning, boys and girls. I'm here in my study again. I have dressed up with my clergy collar today. It's because I've got a big service. And I wanted to read to you another one of these stories by Kym Lardner. And this one's called The Sad Little Monster and the Jelly Bean Queen. Once upon a time, all good stories start like that. There was a sad little monster. He lived all alone and no one ever came to see him. He ate sour sobs and drank seawater. And there he is, looking very, very sad. His lonely old house stood on a deserted, craggy island, where the sky was always dark and the wind was always cold. And there's this craggy island. Far away, there lived a fair princess with golden hair. She ate jelly beans for breakfast, for lunch, and tea. Tea being dinner. On her island, the sky was always bright and the wind was always warm. There she is, the Jelly Bean Queen. One day after breakfast, of jelly beans, of course, the fair princess said, "I'd really like to share my jelly beans with somebody." So she took a bag of jelly beans, boarded her sailing boat, and sailed across the sea. There she is. Doo-doo-doo. For days she sailed. For days and days and days and days she sailed until one day. The sky became dark and the wind blew cold. There off in the distance she saw a dark, craggy house on a dark, craggy island. Great word, craggy, isn't it? Perhaps there would be someone there to share her jelly beans. There she is. So she beached the sailing boat and started to climb the black, craggy rocks. The rocks were very sharp and slippery and they cut holes in her socks. But she clutched her jelly bean bag and kept climbing, as you do. Soon there was a hole in the bag too. And as she climbed, the jelly beans fell through one by one. Uh-oh. Even before she reached the house, the bag was empty. There she is climbing. I'll show you the climbing picture. And there she is climbing the craggy rocks. Even before she reached the house, the bag was empty and she didn't notice the trail of jelly beans behind her. The sad little monster had been watching her. See his eyes? "What do you want?" he croaked. "Hello," she said. "I've come to share my jelly beans with you." And she held up the bag. But she could see that all the jelly beans were gone, lost, probably eaten by ants. What could she do? And she's meeting the little monster. She could only smile at the sad little monster. He liked it. So she smiled a bigger smile. And slowly he started to smile too. Did a monster smile. And soon they were both smiling and laughing. And together they smiled and laughed for hours and hours and hours. And the next day, the little princess went back to her island, for she missed the golden sand. But the little monster was not sad anymore. His island was now a bright and happy place. He smiled often and had bright, happy parties with all the other monsters. And the fair princess came too, and they all called her the Jelly Bean Queen. You like that story? It's actually a story not about jelly beans. It's a story about friendship and how smiles and being with someone can be the greatest gift you can give them. It's a good story for Christmas time. Christmas isn't really about presents and Santa. It's about giving smiles to one another. See you next week. Bye.